EJ here, aka Puckbond007, here for the Movie Reviewers 100. This week it's Harrison Ford week. And obviously, I didn't want to watch a Star Wars movie or Indiana Jones movie for Harrison Ford week. That would just be too easy. So the film I picked is Witness from 1985. It's a film directed by Aussie director Peter Weir, who I'm a big fan of. Prior to this film, he made movies like Gallipoli from 1981, great World War I film with Mel Gibson, and The Year of Living Dangerously, also with Mel Gibson. But prior to that, I was surprised to actually learn this today, was that Peter Weir had been working in Australia for a long time, since the 60s in fact. A lot of Australian movies in the 70s, movies and TV he made. After Witness, he made a bunch of great films, including Dead Poets Society, films like Green Card, Fearless, and in recent years, The Truman Show, which I love, of course, Master and Commander, The Far Side of the World, and most recently The Way Back, which came out a couple years ago. Great film with Colin Farrell. If you haven't seen that, I highly recommend it. But this film, Witness, of course, stars Harrison Ford and Kelly McGillis. Interestingly enough, for Tony Scott Week, I reviewed Top Gun, which of course also starred Kelly McGillis. These are actually the only two films I really know her from, but Witness is a great movie. Of course, it starts off in Pennsylvania, Amish country. Kelly McGillis plays a Amish woman who her husband has just died, and the opening scene is a funeral, and she and her son, played by Lucas Haas, his name is Samuel, head off to the big city for some reason. I'm not sure exactly why, but they're about to go from Philadelphia to Baltimore, I believe. And while they're at the train station, young Samuel goes to the bathroom and witnesses a murder. I remember when I first saw this movie how sort of shocking that scene is, and especially because it involves Danny Glover, who's also in the movie. An undercover narcotics agent cop is killed in the bathroom. He gets his throat slit. It's a pretty nasty scene. And of course, the investigating detective is played by Harrison Ford, and his character's name is John Book. And of course, Kelly McGillis and her son don't want to be involved any more than they have to. This is completely outside of their world. At one point she says, we don't want to be involved with your laws, because obviously the young boy is a material witness to a murder, and Harrison Ford wants to keep an eye on them, keep them in the city and so on, but they just want to get back to their very quaint and simple Amish ways. Eventually, Harrison Ford has a quick showdown in a parking garage with Danny Glover. During the scene, he gets shot, Harrison Ford, and in an attempt to protect the woman and her child, he flees with them back to the Amish country, back to her home. And there he recuperates from his wounds and sort of gets indoctrined into the Amish way of life. He wears the clothes, he works on building houses and so on. And there's a lot of good scenes while he's there at the Amish camp. The film really isn't really as much as a cop crime thriller as much as it is a study of the Amish people. It also stars people like Alexander Godunov, who many of you probably know from Die Hard or The Money Pit. I believe he was in that film with Tom Hanks and Shelley Long. That's a movie I need to get eventually as well. Blonde-headed actor who played Carl in Die Hard. He's in the film. Along also Viggo Mortensen. I was surprised to see Viggo Mortensen in the scene. There's a scene where the Amish go into town, and when they go into town, it's a sort of big tourist attraction. The Amish people, the nearby town, and they're not really comfortable with this at all. It's sort of an inconvenience for them. But on their way back in their little horse-drawn buggy, they get stopped by some like local ruffians, and Harrison Ford ends up beating up a couple of them, bloodies a guy's nose. But in the background, you see Viggo Mortensen sitting on the buggy, and I was really shocked to see him in there. He has a couple lines, but that's it. So eventually, the cops, who are the dirty cops who committed this crime, come for Harrison Ford and the young boy. And it has one of my favorite scenes in the movie, is when he's trying to evade being these two guys with shotguns, and he doesn't have his gun anymore, Harrison Ford, because the Amish basically took it away from him because obviously they don't want guns around. And he sort of has to find a way to get the upper hand on these two guys. And at one point he climbs up the shaft of the mill, and he opens up the wheat, and it falls down on top of the guy, completely suffocating him and killing him, in fact. I love that moment. And eventually everything works out. And there's a nice sort of chemistry between McGillis and Harrison Ford in this movie. Yeah, I'm a big fan of Kelly McGillis from Top Gun, and I like her a lot in this movie as well. Very subdued though, compared to that other film. So that is my review for this week. Witness from 1985, great film, and that is my pick for Harrison Ford Week. So thank you for watching, and of course check out everybody else's reviews. Alan did a great review of The Fugitive, another film I love, yesterday, and until next time, I'll see you.